That belongs in a museum.
Yeah. All right, Hoej will be playing the mid-range hunter. There was a mulligan earlier, the Houndmaster. I think he didn't get the 2-drop that he was looking for.
Oh,
very
rip.
good, very good hit there for the
Hoej,
bat.
yeah. That's one of the things Hunter really needs. They have pretty low odds of finding their curve because they don't have the most consistent amount of minions fitting their curve as they possibly could. They rely on more having like power sweepers at the later ends. And then also all of their minions require 50-50s to be able to work.
Yeah. So, I mean, you have to roll like this firebat, flame juggler, huge toad, and animal companion all the way up to turn 4. So there's a lot of those coin flips you must win. Sometimes it can be a bit forgiving. If one of them works, the other one doesn't, you can still get away with it. But you still have to roll what you want to get. So Hoej, however, does not choose to develop the animal companion here. I have to ask you if you think that's something he should have done.
I think he should have developed the animal companion every time.
I mean,
I feel like
the
threat of your opponent playing a 3-drop there is so scary. You're playing around, you know, like War-X Bloodtaker as being your opponent's turn 3 play, but I really feel like you want to have that animal companion in play as soon as possible to impede your opponent's turn 3 play. And you have follow-up to removal. If they play into your turn 3 play, let's say the Frothing Berserker came down now, you'd have the kill command to punish that and continue pushing 4 damage faced with the Misha, or you'd force them to kind of remove your minion, and then you're relying on a top deck of a 1-2 or a 3-drop.
And you are still weak to the Blood to Ichor and Fiery War Axe. If that's what you were playing around, that's still going to punish you.
Yeah,
assuming you play one turn later.
I mean, he wants to save the coin for Call of the Wild, I guess, which is a strong line of play. But now he's
reasonable.
Now he's just crushed right now. He's on the super back foot. This frothing needs to be answered. It's going to continue growing.
He's good with that play.
I would have liked to see the companion come down, I think.
I'm really curious because I'm looking at like all the possible turn 3 plays from Warrior that punish you for that play, and all of them get answered by leftover quick shot, kill command at the very least.
Yeah,
so there must be something I'm missing. Like in this case, I guess maybe it comes down to that healing, because one of the things that you're not playing around is the ghoul. Because if the ghoul hits, suddenly it's contesting your animal companion.
Well, then you just quick shot the ghoul.
Yeah, exactly. You have to use your turn 4 to quick shot,
and then you develop a huge toad while doing it.
Yeah, you drew that.
Oh, you drew that? Okay.
Didn't have it.
Okay.
So I think it really plays around.
He did have a very small amount of minions, so I guess he was just trying to set up to be able to remove his opponent's minions and prioritize keeping his minions alive. But at some point, you got to realize your hand's shit and play to the top of your deck.
Okay. the way you word this makes it sound just de facto. Yeah. I can't disagree with it. I think it's just one of those cases where Hoej was banking on maybe coining out a minion a bit stronger than Animal Companion.
I feel like he's banking on coining out Call of the Wild. He's just like, I got all removal in my hand. As long as I play from Hoej, of surrendering the board early on, taking a lot of damage in the process, opening himself up to a lot of vulnerabilities throughout the course of the early stages of the game.
But you ought to win.
All the way just because Call of the Wild is such a busted card that he really wants to be able to play it one turn earlier, even at the cost of so many early turn advantages.
Honestly, it's working out for him.
And it might actually work. It's a very unique strategy for sure.
It's kind of like when we saw yesterday, I think, Jab and Sixo both had a game where they had to go for Archmage Antonidas on their Tempo Mage, starting about on turn 3 or 4. They had to switch gears around, directly lining up for that Emperor Thorson combo. It's not a deck that tries to do it necessarily, but this is kind of the same thing for Hunter. He went on turn 1, 2, 3, decided straight up, I'm going to coin Call the Wild. That's my game plan all the way through, and I'm going to start playing at the very end. So very heads up and consistent as well.
Yeah, he definitely had a plan, and he stuck with it. Now the question is, how much removal do you want to do here? You want to kill the 9/9? That's really expensive. Or do you want to kill the 5/4? And if you're killing the 5/4, are you opening yourself up to whirlwinds? You've seen one ghoul already. Are you
should be
too afraid of the second ghoul or not? I think you're so far behind that I would play into the second ghoul. But it's really a judgment call to feel like, can my board take out his 3 cards?
Yeah,
so
I think
we see him take out the 9/9
the extra spiders. Like, you have to be worried about Grom as well, right? Like, if Grom comes out here and you don't pop the 9/9, you end up taking that full face, and that's a really scary thought.
Is it
all the way through?
Sure. Okay.
Could try that.
I could see that. Yeah. I don't know. I think value trading the Leok might be a little bit better than trying to set up the rag flip, but yeah, you get the heal, which is insane.
Yeah, actually, the pre-zero power for all the complaining we do about the class.
Oh well,
when you're on the board,
great in every other class,
right? Exactly.
Except maybe Rogue and Pets,
because they have to.
Because they have to. Otherwise, it would be crazy.
Yeah, this class would be really problematic. That being said, this is pretty much what Hoej was hoping to put himself into his position-wise. The only issue is he still needs to pick up the big
theoretically, the way that Hoej did this, he was removing all of his opponent's minions, hoping the Dragon Warrior runs out of steam, and then having Call of the Wild carry and being able to out-threat him. and now we see Nyman has 9/9 into Grom into Rag. So it's like,
there's lethal looming next turn. The game is actually over with the Grom plus the 9/9 hitting for 13 exactly.
Yeah.
And Hoej will lose this warrior, locking the series in favor of Nyman. That was a really crazy hand. The streak of draws Nyman got this game really allowed him to defuse Hoej's game plan completely.
Yeah, Nyman had a really good opening. He had a really good hand. Hoej took a different approach to the game.
Yep.
Like, depending on like the different lines of play, you can't strictly say it's a misplay, but it was definitely a unique line of play, saving the coin for Call of the Wild instead of taking the stronger immediate board play.